Hey guys, welcome to yoga. Let's start in an easy standing position. Standing at the top of your mat, try to spread your toes out. Inhale the arms up overhead, and then exhale, hands together at your heart. Take another second, spread those toes out. Try to rock back and forth from your heels into your toes. Lift your heels, you can do it one at a time if you want. If you feel comfortable balancing, you can come all the way up onto your toes, lifting your heels at the same time, and then rock back. Keep pressing your hands together and start to activate those muscles in your arms. Pull your elbows in, press your hands together. On your next inhale, shoot your arms up, exhale, hands together. Keep rocking back and forth in your feet. Inhale, arms up. This time take them wide. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Keep it going with your breath. Don't be afraid to lose your balance. This is a lot harder than it kind of might seem like it would be. So give yourself some grace. If you have trouble balancing, and try to fall into a steady rhythm of sweeping the arms up as you inhale, and drawing your hands down, pressing them in as you exhale. 3 more times. Start to really feel your body working, your heart rate increasing, your breath getting a little faster. All right, now bring your hands together at your heart and just come to stillness. So your calves might feel a little bit sore. You can pick your legs up, just give your calves a little bit of love, and then come back to standing with your hands together. Make sure your feet are hip distance. And then on an inhale, arms up. This time as you exhale, bend your knees, fold over your legs. Think about taking your chest toward the tops of your thighs. Relax your head, relax your neck. Let your hands come down. You may be up here if your hamstrings, these muscles in the backs of your thighs are really tight. If you feel really loose already, you may start to straighten the legs and even press down through the heels, but just take it easy. Be gentle with the backs of your legs. Keep your knees bent as long as you need to. As long as you need to, no pun intended. All right, so with your hands down, just start to walk your hands from side to side. Keep your feet pointed forward. Keep your hips pointed forward. So the legs stay completely stationary while the upper body just walks around here. See how far you can go in each direction. Notice where you feel this in your body, in your legs, and in the side of the waist. And then eventually we're just going to come back to stillness when you are ready. Just make your way back to center. Take your hands to your elbows and just hang here. Keep spreading your toes out, squeezing the mat with your toes. Try to relax your head, arms line up with your ears. One more round of breath here. Just letting the legs stretch out. And then release the hands. Now let's inhale, come all the way up slowly, arms out and up. Exhale, hands together. All right, so we're going to work with Surya Namaskar today. Let's inhale and arms up. Exhale, fold out and over the legs. Take your time. First one will be nice and slow. Inhale, halfway lift. Pull the shoulders back away from your ears. Try to create a long line with your spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Another inhale, halfway lift. Let's do this with the breath at your own pace. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling, folding over, letting the hamstrings, letting the calves, the whole back body, from the crown of your head to your tailbone, and then all the way down your legs, letting all that get nice and long. We'll break down this first round of sun salutation or Surya Namaskar and do it really slowly and stretchy, and then we'll let it speed up. And we'll all go at our own pace. So you can let your body tell you how fast you want to go. All right, one more time to inhale and lengthen out. This time as you exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, and let's hang out here in plank for a few rounds of breath, but don't actually hang. Keep it strong. Press up through that space between the shoulder blades. Drive back through your heels. Feet are flexed. Really use your fingertips to claw the mat. You can always have your knees down here. Don't be afraid to let the knees come down. Stay powerful through the upper body. Pull your belly button back toward your spine. Good, good. If you want to make this a little more challenging, since we're staying here for a few breaths, you can bring one knee forward at a time. Just tap the mat. Maybe you go center. Maybe you take your knee out to the side. Whatever you do, just try to do the same thing on both sides. 3 more rounds of breath here in plank. Again, don't be afraid to take your knees down. Shoulders back. One more inhale. As you exhale, pull your elbows in. You can let the knees come down first as you lower your chest. And then take your feet a little wide. Inhale and lift up. Pull the shoulders back. Check on your elbows. If they're going out to the side, pull them in. Lengthen the back of your neck by pulling your chin in just a bit. If it feels okay, you can look up. This pose is a lot of work. This is upward facing dog. When you're ready, press down through the tops of the feet. Press into your hands. You may want to walk them back a little bit and lift the hips away. Lift the tops of the thighs away from the mat. Keep pulling the shoulders back. Little micro bend in the elbows to keep them pulled in. Press down through the tops of the feet. Keep pulling the shoulders back. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, press into the hands. Back to down dog, or to down dog, I should say. This is our first time in down dog. Lift and lower the heels a few times. Make any movements here that feel good. So that might mean kind of bringing one knee in, twisting around. You can drop one elbow down and then the other. Anything that feels good in your body here is exactly what is called for. There's not really a right or wrong way to do this. So take your time. We're going to stay here for 5 more rounds of breath. If you want to really strengthen your down dog, once you feel nice and stretched out, start to draw your navel back, like you're pulling your belly button towards your spine. Try to line your ears up with your biceps, so you're looking back. Try to look back at the wall behind you. Send the hips up. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Your feet are hip distance. One more big round of breath in down dog. All right, so let's make our way to the top of the mat. Last time we worked on jumping forward. So if you want to jump forward, you can jump forward. If you want to tiptoe your feet forward, you can pour your weight into your hands. Start to walk your feet forward. Try to find your hips coming over your shoulders, almost like you would come into a handstand from here. And then once your feet come forward, just hang over your legs. Take the backs of your hands down, press down through the backs of your hands. Bring your fingertips in towards your wrists, just making little squeezies with your hands. Try to relax your neck, give it a few sways from side to side. Let the crown of your head aim directly down toward the floor, toward the mat. And on an inhale, let's roll up nice and slowly. Take the arms up and then exhale, hands at heart center. So we'll do that same sequence. This time we're not just gonna hang out in every pose. So that'll make it a little bit harder in some ways, but it'll definitely make it easier to get through that upward facing dog. So feet hip distance on an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold out and over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward as you exhale, step, or you can hop back, bend the elbows, lower down, hug them in. Inhale, tops of the feet come down, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Breathe deeply, try to inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Bring the feet forward. If you want to hop, bend the knees. After you exhale, pull your feet forward. Inhale, roll all the way up, arms out and up. Exhale, hands together. One more time with Surya Namaskar. So inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold out and over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step or hop back, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press down through the tops of the feet to lift. Exhale, down dog. Breathe here, nice and long and slow. The base of your next exhale. Let's make our way to the top of the mat again. Maybe we hop, maybe we tiptoe. When you get there, bring your feet together so the inner lines of your feet are touching. Now on an inhale, squeeze the legs together, sit the hips down low. Touch the mat with your fingertips on either side of your feet and then shoot the arms up, look up, and we're in chair pose. This is Utkatasana, which actually translates to fierce pose, which feels to me like a more appropriate name, as this is a really difficult pose. Try to keep creating space between your chest and your thighs. So it's really easy to kind of slump over here, try to lift the chest away, and then see if you can tuck your tailbone down toward your heels. So a lot going on here. Don't get too caught up in the details though. Try to just breathe. Take one more inhale, see if you can sit down 2 more inches. Ooh, and then exhale, just fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. As you exhale, step or hop back, lower down, elbows in. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, hips up and back. Take your right foot up and back. Bend your knee, let the hips stack open. Breathe here. You might lift your left heel and kind of bounce around on that foot. Whatever feels good, take another breath. And then step that right foot forward. Pull your knee in toward your chest as you step the foot forward. Spin the back heel down. Inhale your arms up, warrior 1. Virabhadrasana 1. Try to send your shoulders down your back. You might bring your hands together over your head, but if that feels like too much, you can take your arms wide, you can hold your elbows. Try to keep sending the hips forward. So just like we talked about earlier when we were standing in that forward fold and walking our hands around, don't let the hips go with you. Try to keep the hips forward, and then you can find some freedom of movement in the upper body if you want. So this is our second round of sun salutations, our Surya Namaskar. As you can see, we've added a warrior pose and we've added chair pose or fierce pose at the beginning. And that's really the only difference. Take another inhale. As you exhale, reach forward, try to lengthen out over your thigh. Bring your hands down and then step that front foot back to plank. Take an Inhale, shoulders forward, lower down. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, hips up and back to down dog. Take your left foot up and back. As we move to the other side, bend your knee. Let the hips stack open. Breathe, breathe. Feel free to bounce around on that right foot if you want. Find some movement. You can even circle that top knee around a little bit. Just listen to your body. Do what feels good. You know the drill. Take another inhale. As you exhale, pull that knee in as you step your left foot forward. Once that foot comes forward, spin your back heel down. And if you're not sure about where your feet should be, in this pose, think about having, again, the hips closed. And maybe that means bringing that back foot out to the side and maybe bringing it forward a little bit. And think about having your front heel and your back foot on railroad tracks, so they're sort of on parallel lines. Take the arms up and just take a few rounds of breath here. Still trying to close the hips. It can help to imagine pulling that front hip back, pressing that other hip forward. You can even actually do it like this with your hands. Keep breathing, keep sending the shoulders down the back. So even as you reach up and keep the arms and the fingers really active, think about shoulders moving down so they're not scrunched around your ears. Good. Take one more big inhale in Warrior One, and then lengthen out as you exhale. Plant the hands, step the front foot back. Let's move through that sequence again, lowering down, inhaling to lift the chest. Upward facing. Exhale, downward dog. Take a big round of breath here. And then let the knees come down. Sink the hips back to the heels. Let the arms lengthen out in front of you. Now bend your elbows. Bring your hands together. Slowly inhale your way up. Let's drop down to the elbows and give our wrist a break. All right, so just let the belly drop. Reach your booty up in the air here. And then just take a few side-to-side rocks. And start to circle around, coming forward on your elbows and then moving in whatever way feels good to you. Come as far forward as you want, go as far out to either side as you want. And then come on back to center. All right, come on up on the hands. A few rounds of cat and dog here. Cat and cow here. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to round the spine. Surya Namaskar, or Sun Salutations A and B today. I hope you had a little bit of fun. This is something we used to do all the time in the classroom. So those of you who practiced with me before this was all virtual learning, hopefully remember doing the Sun Salutations. And those of you who are new, I hope you enjoyed them. This is a really good way to get the blood moving. It's part of yoga that is actually considered aerobic, because when you do it in a pretty fast, medium fast rhythm, your heart rate actually does go up. So it's really good for you. It's good for your heart, and it's a nice way to get the blood flowing. So hopefully I will see you guys again soon. Thanks for practicing with me again today. Hands together. Let's end our practice officially with a nice long round of breath. Namaste, y'all.